Hey YouTube, it's Pebbles and I. We're behind the Huntsman Center waiting for Phyllis. She has a checkup today with the doctor that did the lung removal last summer. So far everything's been good. I can't go in today because I have the dog with me. Harper got to stay with Henry today. She jumped in his bed at about 4:30 this morning when we left. So she gets to stay home since she's the most well-behaved dog, and I take the puppy. This one. You miss your mom, huh? So you guys, this is the Huntsman Center. It starts with that building right there. And Phyllis is right there having labs done right now. Then she'll have an x-ray done. Then she'll travel to this building and see her doctor. That over there, that far building, that's brand new. Beautiful, you guys. This is one of the nicest hospitals I've ever seen. And down right below this building here is the U of U hospital. That's downtown Salt Lake off in the distance. If you look right to the right of that Capitol building, if you guys zoom in, I mean right to the right of this building here, you'll see the Utah Capitol. Let's see. Down below that big stadium is Rice Eccles, home of the Running Utes. I hope we got a good football team this year. Everybody's picking USC to win the Pac-12 when Utah's won it the last 2 years in a row. And they have a lot of starters coming back, including their quarterback, so I'm in high hopes again this year that we win the Pac-12 just to make a statement before they disband. I'm not very happy about that. I want the Pac-12 to stay intact. And you have these high dollar end schools that have a lot of population and a lot of TV time, like USC and UCLA jump boat. Causing everyone else to, including Utah. Out that way, you guys, is Cottonwood Heights. And that's the south end of the valley. Way out there is called Hidden Valley. And the very far south is Draper on one side and Riverton on the other side. That dirt patch you see off on the mountain over there is the Kennecott mine. And then back to downtown. And this is the hill up behind me. It's pretty steep. It's a pretty warm day. I think it's already about 8. So I'm out here with Pebbles so we don't leave her in the car or anything, even though they have a big concrete parking garage here that's fairly cool. I mean, it's 10 degrees cooler than it is outside, but you definitely get in trouble for leaving the dog in there. Even with the windows down, it's probably 70, 75 in there right now, but I guess I see it that way too. When you bring the dog, take the dog with you, and I can't take her in the hospital, so. And Pebbles needs the exposure. She's not sharp like Harper is. Harper's a pretty good dog. I can take her in places like this and not even need a leash and she'll heel. She's that well trained. About the only time Harper doesn't listen is when it comes to squirrels, rats, and rabbits. She's a whole nother animal. So these are walking trails kind of up behind the U and the Huntsman. So when I have the dogs during long visits like what we're going to have today, I come up here, take the dogs for a nice walk. Gives me a good walk, which is good for me. I don't push it too hard. Like I didn't go up that steep thing there. Just to the point of shade. But you guys, Salt Lake City, for a city the size it is, it's actually a beautiful place. People give it a bad name. They say there's nothing to do here. I guess it all depends upon the individual. I think there's a lot more to do in Salt Lake City than there is in Montello. And a lot more things to do that don't involve alcohol or drugs. So it's a beautiful city. It's well policed. Things do happen here, like any major city, but I feel this is one of the safest cities its size in the nation. I'd like to see the statistics, but I feel pretty safe no matter where I go in Salt Lake. I can walk just about anywhere. Good, you? People are friendly, as you just saw. That's the avenues down there. One of my favorite neighborhoods of Salt Lake, the avenues. It's on the East Bench also. A lot of older, well-kept houses and apartments, just great neighborhoods on a steep hill. If you live there during the winter, people know what I mean that have lived there. And Pebbles, after she walks a while, does really good healing. Pebbles needs exposure to other humans. She definitely has a stranger danger alert, which I don't want to take away from her, but I want her to know when I say it's okay, she can turn it off, and we're not there yet. And she is a kind of a scary looking dog. I mean, look at her. She's full of muscles, she's got teeth, she's intimidating looking, but I guess it's because I've had her since she was a puppy. I think she's one of the most lovable things on the planet, right along with Harper. I guess I've never really been afraid of dogs. Dogs definitely have their own character. It's like with cats. Cats have their own character, but I kind of compare dogs to cats like you would ducks to chickens. Ducks definitely have a lot of character compared to chickens. And I think dogs, I'm probably going to hear it about this, for me, definitely have a lot of character compared to cats. But I had cats at one time when we had the alpacas. I went out, it was about 5:30 in the morning to feed them. And I saw two kittens, and all the animals were just walking around them. They weren't stepping on them. And I picked them up and put them in my wall coat. And we ended up keeping those cats until the coyotes got them, which was about 8 years later. And we had probably 3 generations of cats. They always live outside and in the barn at our house. They don't live inside. I'm sure that's a little bit different right now with Phyllis's sister. She can keep a cat inside and you don't even smell the kitty litter box. And if you keep cats that way inside, I'm okay with that. People love cats to different degrees. Arizona Traveler loves his cat. He's had that cat for 20 years. And it's evident by the way he cares for it. Have you ever seen anyone that has like a net tent for their cat so it can be outside without being harmed? That's what he does. And I get it. You become attached to animals. I know when Harper goes, it's going to really hurt. I love that dog a lot. People, if you only knew, I love her a lot more than I like some people. That's for certain. And Harper's been a great dog. Not only a good dog, a great dog. One time when she was about, I guess she was about 2 years old, I was hiking on a trail, and I've had other dogs do this, but just not to this extent. And it's a narrow trail up in the mountains, and I look up the hill and there's a bull. And he's not in a very good mood. And this bull comes running down the hill. And I got near a group of trees. We were in the trees. Harper off the chain, because I usually don't put her on a leash when I'm out hiking. Diverted that bull, ran right at it, and called the bull's bluff. When she got about 3 foot from it, it tried to turn. And she locked onto its face for about 2 or 3 seconds, and then let go and ran it off, nipped at its heels as it was running. But that's one thing I like about bulldogs. They'll take care of problems head on, and that includes coyotes, any animal out there. The one that scares me are the big cats. My dogs are no match for those, and they can do a lot of damage. One thing that I would hope that she would listen to me when I yell at her. She certainly doesn't most of the time when it comes to rats and rabbits and squirrels. It's like she doesn't even hear me. When she hears the cuss words fly, then she'll usually stop. But sometimes that's what it takes with Harper. She's a bulldog, a very well-disciplined bulldog. There's downtown Salt Lake. One of the prettiest downtown areas you could ever see and clean. Oh, excuse me. Another Ute fan. Hell yeah. This neighborhood right down below us is called Federal Heights. Done a lot of delivery in this downtown Salt Lake area when I was a little bit younger. You could make really good money doing pizza delivery in this town, especially in the downtown area. And way off there, I don't know if you guys can see it, but beyond the green, you'll see a little needle sticking up. That's the control tower for Salt Lake City International. And beyond that, in the gray out there, is the Salt Lake. You can see it from here. Just a beautiful view on the side of this hill here. I call it a hill. Some people call them mountains, I guess, but I try to slow down. I have a bad habit. Les told me I need to find someone else to film, and he's probably right. He's been right about most things. That's for certain. There was someone out there that said, Jim Terry said it's all clickbait. That's not who said that. The person that said it's all clickbait was Les Nuttall. And I don't know if my titles, I don't know if I do clickbait. If I do, it's certainly not on purpose. I try not to use people's names as far as the missing and stuff in the titles. I don't know if any of my titles have the actual person's missing name in it. I'd have to go back and look. If I do, I'm certainly going to change it, because I don't think I've ever done that. I'd have to go back and look. Like to search for so-and-so, I don't think I've ever done that. I have named the suspects in some of the searches, but I don't think I've ever mentioned the missing. There's a good shot right there of the Rice-Eccles Stadium. That's the new parking garage next to the new wing. That's the new wing of the Huntsman Center. Down below there, those buildings, that's the U of U hospital. And the U of U campus is this whole hillside, including the hospitals. Alright, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut off. I'll do one long pan, starting with Federal Heights and the top of the avenues. That building down there is Holy Cross Hospital. The old one, I don't know what it's called now, Regional or something like that, I'm not sure. Then the Capitol building, downtown, South Salt Lake, the new wing to the Huntsman, Cottonwood Canyon off in the distance, Olympus Heights, I think, is this neighborhood out there. And then on the east side of us is the Wasatch Front. Alright, you guys. Thanks for watching.